What's up everyone, how is everyone doing? Welcome to my video. My name is Romeo. I am a sketch artist and a art teacher for a special needs school. And what I usually do on my channel, I usually do like drawing videos, I do a lot of how-to videos, a lot of craft videos, all of that sort of thing. So I very rarely do I create any digital material, any sort of digital art on this channel. So this is the first time me creating something like this for you guys. But today we are going to be something that I've been looking at. I've been using a design program called Kittl, and I've been using ChatGPT as well. So something I've been sort of playing around with. I've been using ChatGPT a lot, and I've been using Kittl to design various items, you know, things like for like t-shirt designs, because I have a Redbubble store and I have a Zazzle one as well. And I've been creating a lot of designs from them, using a lot of their tutorials, checking out a lot of their YouTube videos, and they have got some amazing templates, elements, graphics, all that sort of stuff on there. So you can take some of their templates and you can rearrange and you can change it. I'll show you all when I go to show you how to in this how-to video. But lately what I've also been doing is I've been making my own comic book covers. So I use Pinterest to get my ideas, and then I take those ideas into Kittl. So I create all these comic book covers, and I've been really having I've been having quite a bit of fun making them. They're a great thing to do. I'm no designer. I don't do any sort of design work or design. I'm not a graphic designer or anything like that. So just stuff that I've been watching on YouTube, and just for fun, just sort of playing around with it. And it's a great thing to do. And if you're sort of bored and you don't know what, you've got no inspiration or anything like that, creating your own comic book covers is a really cool thing to do, which I'll be showing you. We're going to do this from scratch. I'm going to be showing you in ChatGPT and in Kittl as well. So let's get down to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you Kittl. This is how it all looks. So this is an artboard that I have already prepared. It's a 4500 pixel by 5400 pixel, so it's very good for when if I was going to put this design onto a t-shirt. Here I have templates from Kittl. So these are the two templates that I have from there, and here are some inspirational ideas from comic books that I got from Pinterest. These are just for ideas. I'm not going to be recreating any of these comic book covers. I'm just taking elements from them that what make up a comic book. So things we're going to be looking at are, if I zoom in on this comic book here, is things like the little logo in the corner, the main title, a graphic in the center. We got the issue number, we got the date, we got the price. We've got another little logo there as well. We've got this little tag here, which is approved by the comic code as well. So we're looking at that. We have a company name running at the top, another little logo. We have the title, we have a subtitle, and we have a tagline at the bottom. We've got a barcode with another graphic in the center. So they're the sort of things that we are going, and there's another approved by comics code tag in the side there as well. So they're the sort of things that we are going to be looking at in making our comic book cover. So we can see all that sort of stuff. When I mean when I was saying earlier about Kittl and its templates, so this is a template that I've taken from their, if we look here, this is all their templates that they have. They have various texts on here as well. They have all these different elements, ornaments, illustrations, abstract pieces that you can use. They have plenty of those. They have photos as well that you can use, and they also have these images as well. They have images, clip art images, and they have vector images as well. They also have textures, which we could possibly be using, and they have a Kittl AI, so you can generate your own image, your own graphic using their AI tools as well. Just by using any of these styles, you can create your own your own characters and anything else that you want to create. Just by using, just like ChatGPT, you can use this as well. So with their templates, So this is 2 of their templates, their comic book templates. You can basically click anywhere on here, and anything you can use any of these and create, like, just take it over, rephrase the title, rephrase the text, and create your own wording on there. So for instance, we wanted to use this title here, I'll double click on it, so we've got it there, and then we can just click on that and write something else. You can also change the colors on them as well, and there you go, boom, instantly done. You've got yourself a nice little title there with a nice little graphic, and it looks absolutely brilliant. So that's what we're going to be using for our, so these are all different elements that you can use to create anything. You don't have to create comic books on there, you can create anything you want. T-shirt designs, you know, if you've got like Redbubble stores, or you've got TeePublic store, or any of those sort of things, you can create any of your designs in this program. Absolutely brilliant. And here as well, you know, click anywhere and you can use any of these elements, see what I mean, and use them. So we're going to be taking elements from this comic book and this comic book here. We've seen that inspiration that we're going to be using. We could have just used those 2 as well for inspiration, but we used those 2 there for inspiration, and we're going to be making our own comic book character. What we're going to be doing is making our own, let's get rid of that. We're going to be making our own, the comic book that we're going to be creating is probably like a zombie type. We're going to use a zombie influenced comic book, and I'm into like horror and aliens, zombies, supernatural, all of that sort of thing. So we're going to make a comic book based on a zombie character. So what we're going to do first, so we've got pretty much an idea of the character that we want to be creating. We're going down the very lazy route here. This is the most laziest route ever in creating something. Now you can sit there and you can draw it all. Like I say, I do plenty of drawings and of sketches and things like that. So this is going to be the most easiest method of doing this, and the most laziest one as well. You'll see why in a minute. We're going to jump into ChatGPT, and I've already pre-done all of my prompts. Done all of my prompts already. They're not very specific prompts, they're just very basic prompts they are. I don't want to go into too much detail with them, and this is what we're going to do. So very simple prompt, I put create a graphic image of a zombie looking angry. This is what it gave me. We could just use that, we are going to use that, but I wanted it on a separate background. I didn't want the background in there. Now I could take that into Kittl and get it to remove the background, so which is another good method that you can do. So I asked it to recreate it again, this time without the background. So this is our zombie without the background. Then I wanted it to match titles and taglines to go with this image. This is what I mean about it being very lazy now. So here we have some titles for our comic book. So we've got some titles and we have a little catchy tagline to go with it as well. So we've got about 15 titles to choose from. If you are to do this and you are to publish it, I would check to see if it's not trademarked or if it's copywritten first before you do any of that. I'm not going to check any of those things because I'm not going to publish these. This is just for fun. I'm just having a bit of a laugh. I'm just showing you guys a nice, easy, quick method of making a comic book cover. So here are our titles. What I also wanted to do then was create a background. Now rather than sitting there and thinking up, what sort of background could we create? We've got ChatGPT, let's just use that. So I put in there, write a list of backgrounds suitable for the above image for a comic book cover. So here are some ideas for the backgrounds that will go with that image. And what I basically did then was said, create a graphic image of a crumbling skyscrapers, fires in the distance, broken streets. I did that first little bit at the beginning of it, create an image, and then I just copied this and pasted it into ChatGPT. Very simple, very easy, very lazy. So this is what it gave me. So it took that top image of the zombie and it gave me that fire background, but obviously I don't want the zombie in there, so I asked it to do it again, but without the background. So now I have this image and I have now a background image. I have two separate images now. Reason why I like to do that is I like to, if I'm placing a title onto there as well, I want to be able to place that title in front of the background but behind the actual main character as well, so it gives it a nice effect where you've got the character in front of the title. It gives it that bit more 3D look to it. You'll see what I mean when we go to create this. I then did another, for some reason I did another title, then we don't need to look at that. I then wanted, because obviously you saw in the Daredevil one there was a publisher's name on it, company name like Marvel, DC, something like that. So here are some publishers' names that we could use on there as well, just to give it that bit more of a comic book look to it. So we've got all these comic book names that we could use, and it even gives you like what it could be used for as well. You know, great for creature features, genre specific, you know, Creepcore Collective, Coffin Inc, should I say, not Coffee Inc, Foghouse Comics, all of that sort of stuff. So there are publishers' names that we can use. And then obviously you had logos in there as well. You know, you had the Superman logo, you got the Daredevil one as well. So I just create a zombie face, just a head, no background. And here we have. So we got this that we can use for our sort of main logo that we could use. So we have our logo, we've got our publishers' names, we've got our title, and we've got our background, and we also have our character as well. Very simply done. I've already downloaded these images into Kittl and uploaded them. Oh, sorry, I downloaded them onto my laptop, and now I've already uploaded them onto Kittl, and here they are. There's the background, there's the zombie character, and there is the main, the logo character. So we're going to start off with the background first. So I'm going to place that in here. I'm going to bring him in as well. Just going to pop into one side for a moment. We don't need him just yet. And I'm just going to bring this over, like so. Bring him over there. And what I'm going to do is, now obviously when you create anything on ChatGPT, if you want to, you can add dimensions to it and things like that. I didn't do that with the when I put in my prompts. So it's just giving me this square look. Obviously this ain't going to fit. It's not going to fit my artboard, and also as well, it's the pixels that you get from ChatGPT are not of high resolutions. They're not good for if you want to print something on a t-shirt afterwards or anything, because when you blow it up, you're going to get, it's all going to be pixelated like that. So what we can do is, I'm going to put that there. So what we can do is, if I go over to here and press the upscale button, that is now going to upscale this image, this background image. It's going to add more. It's now going to add more pixels to it, and it's going to give us a bit more of a, there you go, a bit more of a smoother look to this image now. So we've upscaled it. We can now zoom in. We can make this really big now, and we're not going to get any. It's not going to get pixelated or anything like that. I'm going to do the same thing for this little zombie character as well. Wait for him to. The only thing is that sometimes when it does that, it's obviously, as you see, it's made it a little bit more smoother. He's still got a bit of grit to him still, so that looks pretty cool. So I'm just going to put him to one side. Now what we're going to do now is I'm going to enlarge this so it's going to pretty much fit our. But you see now how it comes off the edge of our artboard now. It's not fitting our artboard. I want it to. I don't want to have the little bits hanging over the edges of it like that. I could leave it like that, you know, and just keep moving it over or anything, but I actually want it to fit the actual artboard. So I'm going to shrink it back down again to about there. Make it in the center. And what I'm going to do is I am going to reframe this now, and it's going to generate more make this picture a lot more bigger. It's going to fit the artboard. It's going to add bits that it would assume is there, so it's going to add more of a sky, more side bits here as well, more of this side, maybe add more buildings, add more of the ground. I don't know what it's going to do. We shall see. So I'm going to press reframe. Now I'm going to move that to that side. I'm going to move the top up, move that to there, and move this bit down. So I've asked it now to fill out all of this space here with what it thinks it will imagine it to be, just so that we fill up the whole of our artboard. Let's see what it comes out with. Takes a bit of time sometimes to do. There we go. Boom, done. Look at that. It's given us more of sky. It's given us a couple of more buildings on the edges here, and it's given us this ground as well. So that looks pretty cool now. It's filled out the whole of that template, whole of that artboard, and that is looking really, really cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to place our character in here. I'm going to make him a little bit more bigger. See how this looks. He's not looking too bad. How's that looking? Not looking too bad. Now the thing is, sometimes this is what I like about this one, so because the color contrasts of the foreground and background are pretty much similar, I like to create a bit of depth in there as well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to shrink him down a little bit. So what I am going to do is, with the background there, I'm going to lower the opacity down. Now as you can see, because my artboard behind the background is white, when I lower the opacity, you can see some of that white come through. Even though we're lowering it, it's still coming, you know, it's bringing that white background. So what we're going to do is click on our artboard, click on the white, and probably give it a darker background to it, so that when we then lower our opacity down for our background, the white doesn't come through. The opacity still lowers, but we don't get that white, and we can still get a nice bit of contrast. Let's put it in the center, and you can still get that little bit of contrast between the background and him when he stands out that little bit more, without having the background looking too grey, because we've lowered the opacity. So we changed the colour of the artboard to like a grey colour. We lowered the opacity down in the background, and we kept him looking nice and crisp and sharp, and now he stands out that little bit more from the background. Next thing we're going to do is make a title. I'm going to use this one here because I quite, oh, not that bit, this bit here. I quite like this title here. That looks pretty cool. And then let's choose our title, or what we're going to be calling our comic. It's Dead Reckoning, Rotten Empire, Grave Mistake, The End, Bite Radius, Flesh Circuit, The Undying Hour, The Shambleton, Zombie Genesis, Brains and Brawn, Necro Rising, The Bitten, Cadaver Run, Zombie High, After Bite. I'm going to go with Zombie Genesis. So that's going to be the word zombie. You see it's in front of him. If I was to bring him forwards, we'd have that. See what I mean now, by having the font behind the character? That would look pretty cool, but I'm going to put another bit in there. I need to put the word Genesis in as well. So I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller. Click on that, put it in the center, and then I'm going to use this font here to create the word Genesis. About there, move that up a bit. In the center, I'm going to bring him forwards so he's behind, so he's in front of the word Genesis. Not making too bad, I'll make that a little bit bigger. Like that. So we got our title, our character and background for our comic. Looking pretty cool so far. I could change the colours of this to a green, but it matches the redness of the background as well. I'm just looking. Nah, but I'll keep it how it is. I might play around with the title a little bit later because I've got to add more bits to it. But at this moment, I think that actually looks pretty. That looks pretty cool, like that. So we're not going to change the colour just yet. What next we're going to do is have a little look what we've got on here that we could use. Let's start with this bit here. So this is the issue number, and let me just zoom in, and I think that's the date there as well. Yeah, issue number and date. Copy that, bring that over. So issue number, let's say 01. We'll get the date how it is. Okay, right. So that's that. What we want to do now, we could just pop that there. But I'm going to put a little box around it. So we're going to go to our elements, choose a square. Make it a bit rectangle. We are going to change the colour. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the colour to it. Well, the colour I'm going to use is this orange. So click on that, change the colour, eyedropper, pop it there, like that, put a border around it, not too much, like that, click on that, change the colour, black, take it, bring it forwards, put it on there. A little bit now, make it a little bit smaller. And what I'm going to do is take those elements and I group them all together so that now when I move it, they all move. If I've not grouped them together, obviously they've been separately, I wouldn't have been able to move the two of those together. So let's chuck our issue number and date at the top. How are we looking? Pretty cool so far. So far so good. Now let's go for our price. We've got a price tag there. That looks pretty cool. I want to keep to the same look that we have. I'm going to use this one here. Scale it up a bit so we can see what we're working with. Just going to change the background color of that one to that orange. Bring it back down. There, maybe put it to one side. Zoom in on it. The thing about working on Kittls, I sometimes forget I'm working on this Kittl, and sometimes I'll start using shortcuts that I would usually use on Photoshop, and they don't work, obviously. There we go. Issue number, date, and price. What else we got on here? We got the approved comics one. So we got that approved comics thing now. Obviously that's probably a trademark thing, so we can't use that. I mean, I have recreated it, and I've created my own one that is similar to that. And where are we? Here it is. This one here. So rather than having approved by the comics code, I'll call it disapproved. I already made this in Photoshop, you know, using the fonts and just creating all of this. Already pre-made that in Photoshop. You don't have to have that. You don't have to have this. You can just use the normal elements that you've got on the side there. I'm now going to use a background for it. Let's see what the badges are saying. I just need a basic look to it. No. Text boxes. This should be quite cool. This is what I need. I just want a basic one. Pop that there. So this is text box I'm going to use. Change the colour to it. Change to white. Add a border on it. Not too much of one. Take this. Bring it forwards. Centralize it. I'll make it a little bit smaller actually. Move up a bit. This I will then bring down. Looks pretty cool. Right, let's group those together. So now we can just play around with that. Pop that over here. This is probably going to be a bit of a long video because there's quite a things to go through. Just pop that there. Like I say, you don't have to have that little bit on there. I just did it just so that it gives it a bit more of a comic book feel to it. So we've got that bit on there now. What else can we have? Let's see. We've got. We'll put our tagline down in a minute. One thing I did forget to do is our. Let's try it. Let's do our company name. So I'm going to use that font now. Pop that there. Make it a bit bigger. Let's choose a company name. Black Mirror Press, Bloodspike Comics, Red Hell Publishing, and that's for more werewolves layers. It says more for werewolves. Foghouse Comics. It's for Ghosts. The Hollow Page. Brainmail Studios. Creepcore Collective. Zombie Comics. Zombie Comics. No pulse press. There you go. Look, great for zombies. Let's use that one. Is there any other ones? No. So no pulse press presents. Yeah, so no pulse presents Zombie Genesis. Okay, so we've got that on there. Now let's get our character logo. Pop him there. I'm not going to upscale him or anything because he's only going to be in the corner there. And let's give him a box to sit in. Change it to white. Bring him forwards. Put him down. Give it a border. Pretty cool. Now we're going to copy that. Press. Back. So we've got our company and logo. Let's group them all together. Squish them down. Pop them up here. Let's pretty much be same width as that one. There we go. So that's looking pretty cool. That's looking pretty cool already, that is. I am liking that. Okay, right, let's go for our tagline. Right, we're going to use this here. Another box. Don't need that. Just going to bring it over to the edge a bit. Over to the edge a bit. Bring that down. About there. Pop it about there. Change the colour to it. I'm going to give it this sort of red colour. And then I'm going to use one of those, the tagline that that came with, and that tagline for that title was, where are we? This isn't how life begins, it's how it ends. Change the font colour to that This isn't how life begins. ... How it ends. I think that's what it said. Around that. Don't need to, I just like putting borders around things. Yeah, that's cool. And I'm just going to lower the opacity down on that just so that we can see some of him come through it. Looking good. Just going to move me over there a minute. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool for our little comic book there. Quick and easy comic book cover there, and there's one more thing, a couple more things I want to put on here now. So I'm going to go into the elements, and I'm going to put in a barcode. I'm just going to pick a random one, just going to choose that. I'm going to sit there sort of looking through them. Going to grab another shape box. Do change that to a white. Bring it forwards. Just so that it matches that now as well. Group them together. Shrink it down. Spin it around. Just so we got something on the side. That is looking pretty. It's looking pretty cool. That is. Yeah, what I want to add now is a texture over the top. So let's scroll down to our textures. We've got our halftone textures. Oh. That was a bit too much, that one. Nope. Maybe that one actually. See what we change. Ah, here we go. Let's change screen. No, stand up. No. Overlay. The overlay seems to do alright over it. Soft light. Colour balance definitely in no. Just see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty cool there. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna lower the opacity down on it so it's not too much in our faces. Giving it that nice comic book feel to it, retro feel. So that begins how it ends. No pulse presents. And there we have it, guys. We've got a comic book done. We've got the title, we've got our company, we've got all the other bits and pieces, price, tagline, we've got date, issue number. Let's see how this would look on a t-shirt. So I was going to have a little check to see what it would look like on a t-shirt. Like I said, I'm not going to print this off or anything like that. I just want to see how it's going to look. Also on Kittl as well, they've got hundreds of these. If you look here, they've got hundreds of mock-ups that you can use. You know, they've got t-shirts, they've got stickers, they've got hats, they've got mobile phones, they've got, and the imagery is really good. I think it's for Pinterest as well, if you want to do it for Pinterest as well. They've got all these, look, table signs, billboards, bags, pillows, the lot, hoodies. I think I even saw like skateboards on here as well and things like that. So I was going to tap in t-shirt. I'm just going to choose a random. Let's just choose him, just to see how it looks. I'm going to change the colour of it as well to a black, just so that we can see how our, it would look if we was to put that onto a t-shirt, which that would look pretty cool. So yeah, that would look pretty cool on a t-shirt. So yeah, that would look pretty good if we was to pop that onto a t-shirt design. We could pop it on a t-shirt design. What else could we put it on? Let's have a look. Let's see how it would look on a, let's see what all these are. Almost composed. These are pretty cool. Let's see what it would look like on that. Nice little poster. That would look pretty cool as well. That look pretty cool. See what it would look like on the back of a hoodie. I quite like these little these mock-ups that they have on here, especially the ones that look like they're all collaged and things like that. They do look pretty good. I am just only just mucking around on this. I'm not just wasting people's time if you're actually watching this. We've actually done the. There we go. Yeah, that would look pretty cool as well. Yeah, the back of a hoodie, that would look good. So there we go, everyone. We've completed done our comic book cover. No Pulse presents Zombie Genesis. This isn't how life begins, it's how it ends. And speaking of ends, that's how this video now comes to an end. Hope you all enjoyed the video and you got something out of it. Got any questions or anything like that? Leave a comment in the comments, or leave a comment in the comment section. That's where you got to leave them. And I may do another video like this on design or graphic design or something like that, because I don't usually do these sort of videos, and I'm not one that's always. I mean, obviously I do a lot of graphic designing just for myself, but I don't actually do like videos on it. But I thought this would be quite interesting to do one like this, just because I like the whole idea of using ChatGPT and using Kittl as well at your advantage to create these really nice, graphic designs for t-shirts, or if you want to just mess around and create your own comic book cover as well. It's really cool for that. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like, leave a message, even subscribe if you want to as well. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all again very soon. See you later. Peace out.